Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as your facilitator for our session today. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. First, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our panelists at any point throughout our session today. Second, your camera and microphone are off, so we cannot see nor hear you. Third, this is just one of many different sessions that we're offering, so feel free to visit our registration site to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation is being recorded, and you'll have access to that recording within about a week or so. With that said, I want to go ahead and introduce our first presenter, University of South Florida.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa and I am the admissions advisor for the University of South Florida. Today I want to talk to you about our university and the admissions process. So just share my screen real quick because I've got a presentation for you. So USF is a large metropolitan research university. We're set right in the Tampa Bay area of the state, so center of the state, over to the West Coast. And we are comprised of 3 different campuses: USF Tampa campus, USF St. Petersburg campus, and USF Sarasota Manatee. We are big and we are bold. Our total enrollment is a little over 50,000 students, and our undergraduate population is over 37,000. But what I really love about our system is that it provides a really great opportunity for our students to receive an outstanding degree in a campus environment that works best for them. So we have our largest campus at USF Tampa, and then following in size, USF St. Petersburg, and then USF Sarasota Manatee. So you've got a lot of really great options in terms of the campus environment and majors that you want to choose. We're also located in a really fantastic area. The Tampa Bay region has a wealth of opportunities, whether it's just getting out and exploring the region, enjoying the warm Florida sunshine in a very temperate environment, getting out, seeing the beaches, the bays, our parks, going to our downtown areas and visiting our cultural institutions, museums, theme parks. So there's a lot going on in the area. It is also a very large metropolitan region for our state, and it provides you with a lot of opportunities in terms of internships and job opportunities as well. We also have over 200 different majors and concentrations for students to choose from. We are a very diverse university, so we have students come from all different backgrounds, every state, every territory, and over 141 different countries. So you're going to meet students from all of different backgrounds, coming from different regions, and learning from them and their experiences, as well as sharing your own. We are very active on our campuses. We have over 700 different student organizations. We are a Division I athletics program underneath the American Athletics Conference. We also have over 200 different majors and concentrations for students to choose from, an outstanding honors college, and we are a Tier 1 research university. So we do provide our students with the opportunity to participate in research, conduct your own research, and you can begin that process as early as your freshman year. We also have access to local internships, national and global internships as well. So our students are very actively engaged in their communities, but also in their academics and building their resumes as they're pursuing their majors. We do offer campus housing on our Tampa campus and St. Petersburg campus. Our freshmen are not required to live on campus, but it is highly encouraged, and you are not limited to a certain style of housing. I do want to switch gears and just go over our admissions requirements. So these are the items needed to complete your application. We are on the common application as well as the coalition application, in addition to our own through our website. We do have a $30 application fee, but we do accept fee waivers as well. We are not a self-reporting school, so you do need to send that information to us. We need your official high school transcript sent from your school, and we do require the SAT or ACT. So those do need to be sent from either the College Board or ACT to complete your application file. Our admitted freshman profile is also on this slide. This is the middle 50% of our students who were admitted with us this last year in terms of GPA and test score information. I want to throw up some deadlines here just to kind of keep you in the loop of when to start thinking about applying and when to get your information to us, because we do have specific deadlines for admissions, but also for students interested in scholarships. So those are the deadlines here. And speaking of scholarships, I do just want to throw those up. So here's a list of the scholarships that we offer to our students that we are going to consider during the admissions process. So as long as you're completing your application by our scholarship consideration deadline, we're automatically going to consider you for these scholarships. This is not the end all be all for scholarships at USF though. There are others that you can apply for once you're an admitted student, but this is the way to start. So please be mindful of those deadlines that I showed and check back with us on our website as you're going through the process so that you can meet those deadlines to ensure that you're being considered for our admission scholarships. Additionally, I just want to throw up our cost of attendance now that you've seen our scholarship offering. So this is the breakdown of our cost of attendance, average cost for tuition and fees, room and board, books and supplies, and some of those other miscellaneous costs to college life. We allow our freshmen to have cars, for example. What is that cost? So all of those kind of miscellaneous costs are thrown into that other category for our total cost of attendance. So it is important to apply early to us for admissions consideration, but also for our scholarship consideration as well, whether it's in the Office of Admissions or throughout our university. And then finally, I just want to throw up my contact information. Again, my name is Melissa and I'm your admissions advisor for the University of South Florida. And I encourage you to check us out. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Shayna, and I'm a Senior Assistant Director for Hartwick College in Oneonta, New York. And we are a liberal arts college nestled on a hill in Oneonta, New York, and we have a vibrant campus community that really fosters belonging. Here you get to find your place and really your people. Now with our beautiful location and the vibrant living spaces, it's very easy to feel at home on our campus that's really made to make connections, pardon me. So, and as a Hawk, you'll discover that getting involved is easy, making friends comes naturally, and everyone here is really rooting for your success. So I am going to make sure I share my screens properly here. And then I am going to play a video for you, so I hope you enjoy it.
It all starts on this hill. This is where belonging means being. Exactly who you are and who you'll become. It's where belonging means believing. You'll find the courage to surprise others, especially yourself. This is where you'll find your passion and purpose. You're just what the world needs.
So with our distinctive offer, Flight Path, you will receive a dedicated guidance team, a future-focused education, personal mentorship, and an immersive career opportunities. So what makes Flight Path so special is the gain of real-world work experience early and often. So in that video, those are our actual students and our actual locations on our campus that are really things you get to do as soon as freshman year. So we really try to work and get that experience that can build your confidence. We help you document your progress in a digital resume and prepare you for a meaningful career after graduation. So really on this hill, you get to launch the rest of your life. So I know that can really help explain it all. So hopefully I did the right one. And hopefully we're looking at campus.
This is your flight path. It's a new approach designed just for you. At Hartwick College, your education includes everything. It's where friends become family, clubs become communities, games are filled with true blue spirit. Campus becomes a second home, and college creates lifelong memories. It's your journey that we'll take together, where every milestone builds towards your success. Let's begin. We'll start by learning more about you, because this is an experience made for you. You'll discover your natural strengths and what energizes you, so that you can explore majors, make connections, and tap into what's happening on campus. As a Hawk, you'll benefit from a personal guidance team that works with you to manage it all, including a success coach, a career coach, a faculty advisor, and an alumni mentor who will help you every step of the way. You'll take a seminar that'll help you set goals and understand your flight path. Next, you'll gain critical 21st century skills, 4 weeks at a time. Finally, you'll get to know your classmates even better by collaborating in special group projects both on and off campus. You'll learn what it takes to grow in your career and how to network during a 2-day professional conference. You'll make meaningful connections right here, right now, with alumni that work all over the country, finding mentors, landing internships, and taking full advantage of the Hawk Alumni Network. Every opportunity expands on what you've learned about yourself and your options. You'll have work experiences from clinicals and student teaching to research, always finding new ways to set yourself up for what's next. All throughout your time at Hartwick, you'll find yourself at home, in the heart of long-standing traditions, lasting friendships, and everything college is meant to be. You'll become more confident in yourself, more equipped for an ever-changing world, and you'll capture it all in a digital resume, so that you can show the world exactly what you're made of. Every step of your flight path builds towards your success. Your first year defines your path and builds a strong foundation. Your second year helps you become more professional and career ready. Your third year gives you real-world work experience. And in your final year, you'll reflect on what you've learned throughout all of your experiences and what that means for your future in a distinctive senior capstone. When you graduate, you'll be ready, and together with every Hawk beside you and the network of Hawks around the world, you'll be ready to soar.
And thank you so much for joining me and checking out Hartwick College. And as soon as I'm able to, I'll absolutely drop my information so you can reach out to me and our website at any time. Thank you so much for joining.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Wysock from Thaddeus College in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm going to share out some information about our unique institution next. I love these sessions because you're really just getting a taste of everything, and we're all a little bit different, which is really cool. So we're Thaddeus College of Technology, kind of giving you the basics. We're located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, so kind of south central part of the state. We're a relatively small college with 1,300 students total, and we are split 50-50 resident versus commuter. The choice is completely up to you as the applicant, whether you'd like to live on campus or if you'd like to commute. We're a 2-year technical college, so the maximum degree that we offer is an Associates of Applied Science degree, and I'll share out here shortly the types of degrees that we offer are specialized in technical and trade fields. And here you'll see a full list. We have 24 programs in total. As you scan through that list, some things to take note of. We do not offer the option for a double major and a minor. And as you kind of get towards the end of the second column, you're not going to see an undecided major. So essentially, when students are filling out their application, you're declaring your major. So this can sound kind of intimidating. So we always encourage students to do a little bit more research on the front end. Look into the program, look into the courses that you're going to be taking. I'll share out at the very end the options that we're offering for visiting. Visiting is a great way to figure out if a particular major is going to be the right fit. And then I always challenge students to kind of take it to the next level and look into the industry that you're going to be entering. We're very unique in how we teach. The majority of your time is spent in your major and you are learning by doing. So you're working with your hands day in and day out, putting things together, taking things apart, figuring out how and why things work. And we are setting you up to enter that career force. So it does take a little bit more research, and I think it's definitely an added advantage to look into the career that you're going to potentially be entering into. The cost, this is always an obvious important part of selecting a college or university. These are our current costs. We are operating on a tuition freeze for next year, and we highlighted a commuter and a resident option here. So the tuition is going to be the same regardless of the program that you're enrolling into. It's about $8,400 a year. That's going to be 2 semesters, all of your classes. You'll see we highlighted a room cost, $5,000 a year. And then we do have meal plan options. So it really is a range when you're talking living on campus. So we've highlighted the maximum amount. So for a student who's considering a degree at Thaddeus Stevens, it truly is anywhere from $8,400 to upwards of $18,000 a year, depending on what you've elected. Are you commuting? Are you living on campus? What meal plan do you have? In terms of financial aid, very similar to many other institutions, we're going to want you to start with the FAFSA. The free application for federal student aid really is going to be your starting gate for all forms of aid. You can list up to 10 different colleges on the FAFSA, so it's not just the Thaddeus Stevens specific thing. And we have a preferred deadline for that of April 1st. Internally, we do have our own scholarships. It does require a separate application, and they can be major specific, merit specific. So we have you do one separate scholarship application, and then our financial aid office will go in and pair you accordingly. Obviously, we will accept any grants and any loans as well to help make that overall cost more affordable. A very unique financial aid opportunity at Thaddeus Stevens, and some would argue our largest financial aid opportunity, is our Thaddeus Stevens grant. It comes from FAFSA information, so we want all of our students to file the FAFSA. So if you are filing that, you are essentially seeing if you're eligible for this grant. If you are Pell Grant eligible, you are Stevens Grant eligible. There is no gray area there. You are either receiving this grant or you are not. The Stevens Grant can completely cover your entire cost of attendance or drastically reduce your cost of attendance. Whether you're attending on a full ride or a partial grant, if you are receiving any dollar amount of the Stevens Grant, we are always going to pay for your textbooks and tools. And we'll let you know when they're ready for pickup. So very little stress there when it comes to those additional costs as well. Over half of our student body attends on the Stevens Grant. About 54% of our student body attends on the grant. It's an amazing opportunity to come out with a skill, employed for life, and have very little, if any, out-of-pocket cost. We also provide very traditional campus life, just kind of highlighting that. We do have intercollegiate athletics, football, basketball, cross country, wrestling, and track and field. A variety of clubs and organizations as well, which are all student run, from the boxing club to outdoors club to a student congress. And then we do have that on-campus housing, which I mentioned, with half the student body living there. And that choice is completely up to you as the student. As far as the next step goes, I did mention we're a career-driven college with a 96% job placement rate, trickles down to about 6 job offers per grad with an average starting salary of around $43,500 a year. It's nice to know you have the option to further your education. Being that we are a 2-year college, you have the opportunity to go beyond Thaddeus Stevens. We are Middle States accredited, with several programs having direct articulation agreements to essentially do a 2+2, but you could also transfer. Perhaps you're working out in an industry for a couple of years, and then you decide you want to further your education part-time while you're working full-time. You have those options. I like to think our application process is pretty simple, but easy for me to say working at the institution. We have a pretty simple to the point online application. Our application fee is $45. We do have fee waivers available. And then we would like your official high school transcript. We are looking for a 2.0 benchmark GPA. Doesn't necessarily mean everyone with a 2.0 is getting in, but it means you will be fully considered and reviewed if you have a 2.0 GPA. Optional submission pieces, we are test optional. We will review and consider you with your SAT or ACT scores. And then if you have college transcripts, perhaps from dual enrollment credits, we will review that as well. But those pieces are not going to hold up your application should you not have them. And so lastly is going to be visiting. This is obviously a hot topic for colleges and how campuses are handling visits. Currently, everything is virtual. We are opening up for campus tours April 19th, which is next week. So currently we are offering a virtual walk and talk tour, a self-guided tour, and we will be offering a virtual spring open house towards the end of the month, which is April 22nd. But starting April 19th, students are able to go online to our visit page and request an on-campus tour if that's something that you're interested in. So we're super excited to have guests back to campus again here in about a week's time. Lastly is just my contact info. Please feel free to reach out. It's just my last name, which is wysock@stevenscollege.edu. Happy to answer any questions that you may have, because I'm the type, I'm not going to have any tonight, but as I'm falling asleep at 11 o'clock, I'll think of about 3 that I wish I would have asked. So feel free to reach out via email as well. And thank you all so much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, just a second, folks, sorry. All right, so my name is Dan Hassis. I am one of the admissions counselors from the Rochester Institute of Technology. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're better known as RIT, and we are in Rochester, New York. So from your perspective, we're about 4 hours from Pittsburgh, about 2.5 hours from Williamsport, or about 5.5 hours from Philadelphia. And I actually cover Western Pennsylvania as part of my recruitment territory. So if you do have any questions and you're from that area, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm actually your assigned admissions counselor. And if you're from Central or Eastern Pennsylvania, my colleague Sal Nazera is your assigned admissions counselor, but we're all happy to help you with any questions that you might have and help you along your college search process. All right, so jumping into just what RIT, a little bit more about the RIT community. So we are one of the largest private universities in the country. We have a little over 16,000 total students enrolled, and they're incorporated within our main campus. And the vast majority of them are our undergraduate students at over 13,000. So from student life experience, students, we like to say students we have a little bit more of a medium to larger school experience in regards to a student life aspect, and get to interact with students with all different walks of life. And we have students from every single state in the country, and they come from every single state in the country and over 90 countries across the world as well. However, when you get to the classroom experience, we still maintain a smaller school experience from a classroom aspect. So our average class size is about 22, and our student to faculty ratio is 13:1. So you really get to develop personal relationships with your professors and faculty members and really get to utilize them as resources throughout your time at RIT and your college experience. Going into the academic standpoint, so we have 9 different academic colleges that make up our university. So we really have a wide array of different degree programs that we offer at the bachelor level. So we have degree programs in fields like engineering or sciences, whether it's health sciences or life sciences, fields like mathematics, fields and degrees in computing, game design. But along with that, we also have degree programs in fields like art, design, film and animation, photography. We also have programs in business and liberal arts as well. So there's a ton that our students can pursue. There's a ton that students can pursue at RIT for their undergraduate degree. And then along with that, we also have over 100 different minors that are available that students that can pursue, whether it's within kind of your realm of your academic area or completely outside of it as well. So there's a lot that students can take advantage of from an academic standpoint. If you're interested in learning more about the different degree programs, I highly recommend going to rit.edu/study, where you can filter them out, sort them alphabetically. You can filter them out by this kind of graphic here by the different areas, academic areas, and you can see a full explanation of what each degree program is as well, and see the full curriculum in addition. One thing you'll always find with our different degree programs is we have a really strong focus on experiential learning. So experiential learning can take multiple forms at RIT. It can be incorporated within lab and studio-based projects. It can be incorporated within clinical experiences, community service, study abroad opportunities, entrepreneurship. It can be incorporated within research or internships as well. But the one thing we're most well known for is our focus on our co-op programs. So what a co-op is, stands for cooperative education. A co-op is similar to an internship, except a co-op is full-time paid professional work experience. So it's an opportunity where our students actually take time away from taking classes at RIT, and they go out and work at a company that they've been hired as a co-op position for that company, and get to apply what they've learned in the classroom up until that point for this position and be paid as well. So it's full-time paid professional work experience. As you can see, we've had one of the largest and oldest co-op programs in the country. Over 90% of our majors have some sort of co-op requirement or option component built into them. So it's really a great opportunity for our students to gain some of that real world experience throughout their time as an RIT student as well. This has actually led RIT to be recognized as one of only 9 national universities recognized by the U.S. News and World Report rankings for co-op, internship, and undergraduate research. So we're very proud of this, and we think this really speaks volumes about the depth and quality of the experiential learning component and opportunities here at RIT. And then jumping back to more student life standpoint. So like I said before, we have, there's over 13,000 undergraduate students. So you really do get more of that medium to larger school experience from a student life standpoint. So if you're interested in getting involved in any sort of clubs or organizations, we have over 300 that are available to get involved within. So if you're interested in something like performing arts or athletics or volunteer work, if you'd like to design and create cars through SAE, or if you'd like to work within something like photography or computing or art, there really is a ton that you can get involved in from that standpoint. And a lot of our students really take to their passions and really like to get involved from a student life standpoint as well. And then just in closing, our campus actually is open, and we are open. Our office is open for tours. You do have to pre-register for them. So you can go right online to rit.edu/visit to look at all the different options. And then if you do have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I am happy to help. Happy to help. Thanks.
All right, there we go. Hi, everybody. My name is Sam Bannon. I'm an admission counselor at Eckerd College in St. Petersburg, Florida. So right down the road from USF St. Pete. This is our campus here. As you can see, we're surrounded. About 2/3 of our campus has water touching it. So, you know, biggest security threat is pretty much pirates. Hasn't happened yet. So you can see here, follow my mouse, most of these buildings that you're seeing on campus are residential dorms because about 85% of our students are going to live on campus for all 4 of their years. We have a student body of about 1,800 students that can vary between 1,800 and 1,900 depending on the year. But our sweet spot is about 1,850, which is what we're anticipating for next year. And as you can see, a huge portion of our campus is waterfront and green space. So we like to say that we think outside. So I just wanted to walk you through a handful of things that make Eckerd really unique. So like I said, we're a small private liberal arts institution on the Tampa Bay in St. Petersburg, Florida. As you can see, we bring students from all over the country. So the average distance that a college student in general in the US is traveling to get to college is about 200 or 250 miles. At Eckerd, the average distance that a student is traveling to get here is about 1,010 miles. So Eckerd students tend to be a little more adventurous, a little bit more willing to take risks, and really interested in avoiding high school 2.0, if you know what I mean, really trying to change up their scenery and have a new community. So as you can see, we represent almost all 50 states. I think this year, one of our only ones we haven't gotten yet is South Dakota. So if you know anybody, let me know. We also have a ton of international students. So we're going to be at about 41 countries this year. And as you can see, about 21% of our students are coming from the Mid-Atlantic area. So you'll definitely have some people who maybe have mutual friends or something like that, because I'm responsible for all of PA. So like I said, we get a lot of people from Mid-Atlantic. So another thing that really makes us unique is our 4-1-4 academic calendar. So there are plenty of opportunities at Eckerd to take different or additional classes. You can always adjust this into a 5-1-5 if you want to for no additional cost. But essentially 4-1-4 means you'll be taking 4 courses in the fall, 1 course in the winter, and 4 courses in the spring. And as long as you stick to that academic calendar, you're definitely going to graduate in 4 years. And you can deviate from that a little bit too. So you can go down to 3 classes if you don't need to have your 4th one, or like I said, you can add on a 5th one. So it's very, very normal and common at Eckerd to have multiple majors. Some people will have 2 majors and a minor, or maybe 1 major and several minors. But it's pretty much unheard of for someone to just have a major and no minors or any additional academic work. So the 4-1-4 academic calendar really sets us apart because we have this amazing autumn term and winter term. These are mini semesters in between those 4s. So the autumn term is a 3 full week orientation where just first year students are on campus. And this is before the fall semester. So you have 3 full weeks to take a seminar style class, get used to the academic rigor of college, get to know the students in your class from all over the world and all over the country, and also get to know campus. So when your first day of actual classes rolls around for the first day of the fall semester, you don't show up late to class because you don't know where the buildings are. So again, you have these 3 full weeks of orientation to really make sure that you're familiar with the campus. And in addition to the class that you'd be taking, and there are about 30 different autumn term courses offered of all different types of topics, you'll also be assigned your mentor, who's a faculty member who will walk you through your course selection when you're actually on campus, so you don't have to worry about it before you show up. And you'll also have all kinds of community service, campus activities, fun parties, and all this kind of stuff to get you used to the Eckerd Think Outside vibe. So here are just a list of our majors. We have 41 different majors, and when you are accepted into Eckerd, you're accepted into our entire college. So that means even if you declare something on your application, you have all of these different majors available to you. One I like to point out is the self-design majors, because we do have you do have the ability as an Eckerd student to design your own major. And some of our most popular majors are going to be marine science, because of our close proximity to the water and our extremely well-developed marine science program, as well as environmental studies, psychology, and other social sciences, creative writing, and animal studies is one of our programs that's really popular and really sets us apart. We're also the pet friendliest campus in the country. So lots of schools are using our pet model to figure out how to make their campuses pet friendly. As you can see here, plenty of people like to hang out on South Beach, which is our private beach on campus. And we're also one of the most wired campuses in the country, which means there's basically Wi-Fi everywhere. So you can bring your laptop to the beach and do your homework. Another huge highlight of Eckerd's campus is going to be our recreational opportunities. So being right on the water allows us to have a waterfront recreation center. And that allows you to check out kayaks, paddleboards, canoes, sailboats, fishing gear. We have wakeboarding trips 5 days a week. We have fishing charters and all kinds of other really awesome benefits to being on the waterfront. So down to the nitty gritty here, your application process at Eckerd is going to be pretty standard. We do accept the Common App as well as the Eckerd application, but I always recommend the Common App because it's really convenient. We do have a $40 application fee, and something that's really important to know is that we are going to be test optional for this current application season as well as next application season. So current juniors, if you don't want to submit your test scores, you do not have to. So if you have any questions about it, you're always welcome to reach out. We're also featured in the book Colleges That Change Lives. So if you think that Eckerd has a vibe that you might like, definitely check out the CTCL schools. There's scholarships available. And you can also look at the book to see other schools that maybe are similar to Eckerd or have some really amazing or unique qualities. So if you have any questions, I'll drop my stuff in the chat, and thank you so much for your attention.
Okay, and last but not least, Lafayette College gets to be the caboose. My name is Chuck Bachman, and I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admission at Lafayette. So I want to thank you folks for joining me and joining the rest of my colleagues this afternoon. So what I'd like to do is maybe just pop in if I did this right, and it gives you a little sense of a bunch of pictures. It gives you some time. That's the only picture I'm going to show today. So you get a chance to take some time and take a look at that. Lafayette College is best to be described probably as a highly selective national undergraduate liberal arts college. And some of that's pretty self-explanatory. We have about 2,600 students, half men, half women, who come to us from, this year it's about 46 states and over 50 different countries. About 12% of our students are international students. About another 12% are first generation students. A little over 20% identify themselves as US students of color, and just under 30% will be from a non-Caucasian background. Wide range of socioeconomic backgrounds as well. So I think it's safe to say that should you choose to call Lafayette home, you'll find a lot of people who are pretty similar to you, and you're going to find a lot of people who are radically different from you, and everywhere in between. So as a national undergraduate liberal arts college, there's a number of schools that could sort of say that. But one of the things I think distinguishes us is the fact that we've been doing engineering for over 150 years. And so it's a liberal arts college with a fully A-BET accredited engineering program. So that will clearly distinguish us from some of the nation's premier liberal arts colleges. And as you get to know Lafayette, I often will say that it's really the best of both worlds. You know, we are this undergraduate liberal arts college, but also with some characteristics often associated with a much larger institution. So today I'll try to explain with you a few things that may be why it makes me say that, to help you see if we could be a good fit for you. Lafayette College is made up of 4 academic divisions: the humanities, the social sciences, the natural sciences, and engineering and technology. And you apply for admission to the college, so you don't have to decide coming in what field of study you might want to pursue. The most popular major we have at Lafayette is economics. It has a very heavy math, finance emphasis to it. We also have the half dozen or so other most popular will include biology, psychology, English, mechanical engineering, international affairs, and government and law. But there are double major options, majors and minors, self-designed majors, but probably undecided is the most popular major for our first years. And we think that's just fine, because we would argue that choosing a college is tough enough, much less what do you want to do for the rest of your life? So you have some time before you have to formally decide. About our students, while we love them, from time to time, we will say to them, get out of here and go study abroad. Over 60% of a graduating class will do at least one, if not more than one, study abroad program by the time they leave us. We have tremendous undergraduate research opportunities. And not only can you do research as an undergrad, because again, we don't have any grad students, so you don't lose research opportunities to those folks. But you can also, in your sophomore, junior, and senior year, get paid to do research as an Excel scholar. And it is not uncommon that by the time students graduate from Lafayette, again, regardless of field of study, that they've been published in scholarly journal articles or have presented their research at national conferences and symposiums. So when it comes time to land that first job or head on to grad school, certainly not a bad feather in your cap. We also have the Dyer Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, a wide array of entrepreneurial opportunities for our students, which is certainly very popular. So lots of opportunities for active, engaged learning. Average class size is about 18 students. The student faculty ratio is 10-to-1. So professors will know you on a first name basis, but with 2,600 students, you never begin to get to know everybody. So there is truly that sense of community. And we also focus on what you do when you leave us. One of the things that distinguishes us, I believe, is that we have a 4-year career planning and placement program called the Gateway Career Center. The first 2 years will focus on the whole realm of career exploration. The latter 2 years will focus on the realm of career preparation, what you do when you leave us. Of a typical graduating class, probably about 70 to 75% will go directly into the workforce. 25 to 30% will go on to further their education in one way or another. We do have the 4-year health professions and the 4-year legal professions advising programs as well. And while there are no guarantees, our graduates tend to do pretty well when it comes time to entering the work world. In the payscale.com surveys of the nation's liberal arts college graduates, year in and year out, our graduates are among the highest compensated liberal arts college graduates 1 year out, as well as 5 years out. And in the research that Bloomberg has commissioned for 20 and 30-year return on investment, they tend to be do among the national leaders in terms of highest earnings over a longer period of time. So active, engaged, participatory learning, and I think that transcends to the co-curricular as well. So we are this undergraduate liberal arts college, but with some characteristics often associated with a much larger place. We have over 200 different activities that you could theoretically be involved in. Pretty unique for a school of 2,600 students to be able to say that. We have the excitement and school spirit of 23 NCAA Division I athletic programs. And this past Saturday just defeated our arch rival school, Lehigh University, in what is the nation's most often played college football rivalry. And we do lead the all-time series in victories. And we won this past Saturday, 20-13. We have 9.
And that concludes the presentation portion of our virtual college fair. We're now going to transition to the Q&A. So I would like to encourage all of our attendees, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A. I also want to bring back all of our amazing panelists. Feel free to return, turn on your cameras, and I am going to pose a question to the entire group. You can respond to the question in the order in which you present it. So we would start with the University of South Florida. The question is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
So my favorite tradition on campus is our week of welcome, which happens the first week of each semester. And it's just a really exciting time for students to just kind of get out and about, explore campus, but also just prepare for the semester ahead and the year ahead. And there's staff out engaging with students to help them find, where they need to go. But there's also really fun events, our pep rallies, our comedy shows that week are always my favorite events to attend. And it's just a really exciting time to prep for the year. So I think that is my favorite. I experienced it as a student. I am an alum, but it's also one of my favorite activities as staff.
At Hartwick College, my favorite event is definitely our WIC week, which is when all of our students come back to campus in the fall. So it's just Wednesday to Sunday. We make the whole entire 5 days, and it's just all about immersing all of the students, faculty, and staff to get to know each other and just welcoming in the new community to what the new year is going to bring. All sorts of events, all sorts of different vendors that can come to campus, and just depending on how the weather is, that's kind of how we bring it about. We're kind of a 4 seasons a day kind of city.
I would have to say my favorite event on campus, it sounds cliche, but it's definitely homecoming. It's just a week jam-packed with a bunch of different events that are more catered towards our current students. And then as we get closer to the weekend, we cap everything off with our game, and alumni are coming back, and we do a Hall of Fame induction. And so the current students can kind of see the opposite side of what it will be like when they're an alumni. And it's just a really fun week that staff, faculty, and students get to participate in.
So at RIT, we actually have a Division I men's, women's ice hockey teams. So my favorite events are kind of attending those games. Definitely great ways to bring the whole student body together. And it's also, we don't have football, so that's kind of like our big sport as well. So I guess those, in regards to just general events, those are great to attend when we obviously are allowed to attend them.
Nice. Yeah, definitely not being able to attend some events has interrupted some traditions at Eckerd. But one of my favorites, so I did graduate from Eckerd, so my former student perspective is one of my favorite traditions on campus is our Kappa Carnival. So we don't have any Greek life, but as our way of poking fun at that, we've named all of our residential dorms Greek letters, just because we're ironic, I guess. So at the end of every year, the Student Activities Committee puts on this massive carnival called Kappa Carnival. There's a Ferris wheel, all kinds of rides and food and games and stuff like that. It's all free for students. So it's a really good time. So feel free to check out on YouTube. There's some awesome videos. Kappa Carnival, both are spelled with a K. And then similar to Dan, another favorite for our non-football school is our rugby games on our beachfront field. So we have both men's and women's rugby. They compete in the National Small College Rugby Association. They're very, very competitive, and we've been voted pretty consistently one of the most beautiful places in the country to play rugby. So people come out and spectate, and you can see the rugby game, and you can also see the water at the same time.
And I sort of mentioned we playing in the most often played college football rivalry in the country. Game days will not be the most academic of college days you will ever spend, and infer from that what you will. And nor will we are the Lafayette Leopards. So never in your life will you see more people dressed in leopard spots than you will at a Lafayette Lehigh football game.
Thank you all for your responses. With that said, this concludes our virtual college fair for today, but I have a few closing announcements. So as you exit from this session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 4 questions or so, but please respond to the survey. It's extremely helpful for us as we aim to improve our virtual college fair offerings in the future. Also want to remind you to sign up for additional sessions by visiting our registration site. And finally, a recording will be available within about a week or so. With that said, I want to thank all of our attendees for joining us and our panelists. I hope everyone has a great evening.